So, after my near-death experience, well, not quite near-death, but experience of this dangerous GU10 LED light bulb, do not use this type, in case you're wondering. And the combination of sort of metal outside metalwork and a circuit inside there which is not isolated. That's the point. It's called a dropper, mains dropper circuit. It's not electrically isolated, it's not galvanically isolated, so mains can get from there right onto the front, and on this particular design very close to the metalwork. I wanted to take a look at whether this was endemic problem on GU10 light bulbs. Now this one, interestingly, also has the mains dropper circuit. It's hard to see, but I mean in there you can see there's a resistor, and there just isn't inside that bulb the proper transformer isolated circuit that you'd expect to see in a bulb that had a metal exterior. Well, of course this one's okay because it's all glass. It's an all glass exterior, the glass front is bonded on. You're just not going to touch these pins once they're inside the socket. So I would class that as entirely safe. This is a rubbishy old GU10 with the sort of ancient style LEDs, hopelessly underperformed in terms of brightness, but safe. Then I took apart this one because this is one of these sort of lens spotlight types. It wasn't working, so I took the circuit out, and I wanted to see whether this sort of transformer circuit was genuinely safe. So let's have a closer look. So what we have here is a little circuit board with a transformer, and that's the first hint that this thing is properly isolated. Also interestingly, on the back you've got this slot, there it is. Now that's a sort of hint that the two parts of the circuit are entirely galvanically isolated. There is no metal contact from the output side, which goes to the actual LEDs, and the input side, which is all sort of nearly connected to mains, well, connected to mains through other components. So that is your sort of indicator of safety. But let's look further. What do we have here? We have the two mains wires coming in. One goes through this component, which looks like a resistor but might be a fuse. The other goes through this component, which also looks like a resistor but might be an inductor. I haven't checked them, but at least mains is isolated through at least something on both sides. There's a bridge rectifier there, and then under the electrolytic capacitor, if we lift that out, there's a tiny little 8-pin chip, and a closer examination revealed that this is an AP3706, and I've got the datasheet on the screen here, and you can see that here's the bridge rectifier capacitor, here's the chip, and what it's doing is it's controlling the power fed through that primary on the transformer, and then getting its feedback information from this second primary, and that's what enables it to regulate the current to the LED. But there's your isolation, there's the line. There is no electrical connection between all this input side, which is at mains potential, and the output side, which goes to the LEDs. So this circuit is safe. So here we have two safe GU10s, the sort of classic modern spotlight type there, and this horrible old conventional LED type with the mains dropper, but with proper all glass body so that you can't come to any harm. So my conclusion is yes, there's nothing wrong inherently with LED spotlights, but you do need to be careful because this thing isn't safe. It's dangerous. And you know, unless you know a bit about electronics and you're prepared to open these things up, you wouldn't know it's dangerous. So I don't really know what to advise. Just caution. Caution.